Welcome to Fighting Monster Right, the show about fighting monsters, right? I'm Adam.
I'm Allie.
And did you hear that? That sounded like a centaur to me.
That sounded...
That wasn't a right centaur, was it?
Not at all, no. I guess it's true what they say. You can put a horse in water, the hippocampus, and other wrong centaurs.
Yeah, we are tackling centaurs once again. Well, I guess we've ridden centaurs before, and now we are putting them in water.
Yes.
In June-uary, the revenge.
June-uary, you ask forgiveness, I give you sweet revenge.
Allie, I've been waiting for this month in particular since we began doing the June-uary Jaws riffs. I'm so happy to bring the bit to a close.
Yeah, and now we can finally die.
Well, it's a topic, too, that we did in our second episode that we both regret fully releasing. I think.
Not necessarily. I think it's just, it's our second episode. It was kind of rough. As I said, 4 years ago, 17,000 years ago to a mammoth. When you go to podcasting school, they tell you to record 3 episodes and then throw them away and then record your pilot.
Yes, that's right.
If we had done that, we would have no stinker episodes, but unfortunately we do.
Yeah, and so, but hopefully instead of improv bits that don't land this time, we can talk about kind of things that don't land, because they're centaurs and they're weird. They got weird bodies. They're hybrids.
The bit that I was trying to do was an improv bit where one of us is a centaur and one of us is a person, and just kind of imagine ourselves in that situation. How would you broach the topic of, hey, is it weird for me to ride you? We did not get there.
No, we did not.
It did not happen. There was a miscommunicado.
Yes, but we have this time prepared properly, and we have a list of all kinds of centaurs to be talking about.
Yes, starting with the wettest of all centaur.
The wet and wild centaur. Half its body's a water slide.
Half its body's a water slide. The other half is a horse.
Yes, half of everything that we're going to talk about is a horse. Or should I say, so defining a centaur,
mm-hmm.
Often said half human, half horse, but it's not really half, is it? It's more like half a person and 3/4 of a horse.
Is it half a person? You know what? You're right. Let's say 55% of a person, and maybe 80% horse.
Yeah. There's a whole. It's not an even ratio there. So all of these creatures will be some part horse. So it's kind of an evaluation of how effective of a centaur are they, do they count as a centaur?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the hippocampus.
The hippocampus is the actual monster du jour. Unlike a centaur, it has the front half of a horse, so horse head, horse legs, basically a mermaid body.
Yeah, it's like a mer horse. Wait, no, a horse maid.
Ooh. I think mer horse is more accurate, but horse maid's nice.
So yeah, it's a known in mythology, Greek mythology, for pulling the Poseidon's chariot around the sea.
Mm-hmm. Poseidon was the god of horses as well as earthquakes as well as the sea. And I don't have to explain why that is.
I was going to explain what a horse is too. We're two in the weeds here.
Actually, what is a horse?
An equestrian being.
Equestrian means you ride a horse.
Oh.
We are in the weeds. You are right. Okay. But, so a hippocampus, there's kind of imagery of charging along the waves, kind of. So I see where the hooves come in.
Yeah, they're really Jesus across the waves.
I think that might not be an accident. I think Jesus walking on water is kind of I watched a History Channel documentary like hundreds of years ago and with a mammoth, and it was portraying the story in the Gospels of the wedding at Cana, where Jesus turns water into wine.
Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, the guy said, "Oh, good." The the guy presenting it said that it was like a conversion tactic of like, "Oh, you like Dionysus? Well, our guy does Dionysus stuff. If you like Dionysus, you'll love Jesus," is how he said it. And so that's how I think of Christianity all of the time.
Okay, so I see what that's going for there. It's also, it's kind of like, if in modern days, Poseidon would be like, 2 boats would be pulling his chariots, because they're kind of like, the motors in the back doing all like the major work.
They had boats back then.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Why couldn't he just ride a boat?
Yeah, why does he need the wheels?
None of this is good. So, the hippocampus is also like a nice decorative element in bathhouses and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of statues and other Greek leftovers featuring the hippocampus and other wet centaurs.
The hippocampus is not the only wet animal.
Oh? Yes, I know there's lots of wet animals. I shouldn't have said oh.
Yeah, there's also... Good point. There's also the Aegicampoi, which is a fish-tailed goat that represents the constellation Capricorn.
And here I thought we'd be talking about Sagittarius.
But no, it's Capricorn season. The Leocampoi, which is a lion mermaid.
Yes.
Taurocampoi, which is a bull mermaid. And Pardaloucampoi, which is a leopard mermaid.
All right. So, yeah, we got the mer kind of has infested the whole animal kingdom here.
That's wild.
That it is funny to think that it's like, oh, we got all these animals up here. What's it like underwater? The same. They're just all like, they just all got tails instead of feet. What's
the weirdest land animal that you can mer?
A spider, maybe.
Whoa!
Because you got to turn like half the leg. It still has like 4 legs, which most animals are fine with, but it also has a tail.
That's crazy though, because like, your instinct is to go, like, great chain of being. Like, the closer something is to humans, the more quote-unquote advanced it is. So, like, the front half being the less advanced version. Spider is less than fish. Fish is more than shark. Shark is more than, like, starfish. Starfish is more than spider. Actually, no. People don't know that starfish are more like humans than spiders are.
I think the funniest animal to mer would be a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's crazy. That's just a mosasaur.
Oh man,
you saw Jurassic World.
I keep every animal I think of that is just like less crazy than the one before, and I'm like, a frog. No, a snake. no, wait,
a snake.
It's just an eel.
Wait a minute. Fish. A merfish. What the fuck is that?
Does it have 2 tails now, or would that be a starbuck fish?
Ooh, Starbuck is interesting. Oh, I mean, we got to do wrong mermaids later. But
oh yes, we do.
Yeah,
but first, yes, the wrong centaurs.
We have some
very close family members to the hippocampus in this wrong centaur tree or Venn diagram. We have the ichthyocentaur, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I believe the difference is the number of... is there any difference whatsoever from that in the hippocampus?
Yes. So, a hippocampus has horse head, horse front legs, fish rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a centaur is human head, human arms, human torso, horse rest of it.
Got it. So it's a centaur, but the horse is a hippocampus.
Yes, exactly. So take off the hippocampus's head, replace it with the top part of a guy, and that's an ichthyocentaur.
I played with Legos growing up, so I understand this perfectly.
So did the Greeks. Now, symbolically, we talked about this in the old episode, and like I came across it again in my new research, but centaurs represent kind of a liminal figure between beast and man, TM, and hippocampus is like, mastery of the sea, because a horse, like, it pulls a chariot and it's a cavalry.
It's a master of the land.
Yeah. A horse is a tool by which you conquer the land.
I see a lot of these mythical hybrid creatures. They add horse to add, like, speed. Like someone might put fireballs on the side of their cool car, so it goes faster.
What does a ichthyocentaur represent? Because if a centaur is like, yes, in every man is an animal, and like there's the higher urges of mankind and the lower urges of horse kind, and it's like, what are you saying with the ichthyocentaur? Like, yeah, everybody's secretly a fish.
I think it's like a king trying to wear too many crowns. It's like, I'm the master of the land and the sea.
It's like, you dropped this king.
It's like two people do it at the same time.
Yeah. So, before we move on from ichthyocentaurs, Aphros and Bythos are the ichthyocentaur personifications of foam and abyss.
Foam, as in like sea foam?
Yeah.
So these are two like aspects of the sea.
Yeah. And I wanted to point out before we moved on that Aphros is sometimes portrayed with a pair of lobster claws coming out of their heads.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Let's just add a little more on there.
Yeah, I kind of like that there are like lowercase animals that we're tossing into some of these. They're not all like capital H horse.
That's a 4-way hybrid. You don't get those a lot.
No. Oh, they're out there, though. I was looking up list of hybrid creatures, and some have, like, 6, and horse is, like, one of those. I'm like, we can't talk about all that.
True. I think an ichthyocentaur's main purpose is simply when a centaur and a mermaid fall in love.
Right. There has to be love for everyone in Greek mythology.
I kind of want to write that. The paranormal romance genre doesn't have a lot of monster-monster love. It's normally monster-human pairings.
Yeah, it'd be really fun, a paranormal romance that you just start off, all right, top of it, everyone's a centaur. We're not explaining that. Maybe it's a sequel thing to a story where a man and a man and a centaur fall in love.
Well, if a man and a centaur fall in love, what kind of body plan would that make?
I think it's like you roll the dice every time to see how much of each you get.
For my money, I would say it might be something like an hippotane. Or a hippopode.
Yes. You take the front 2 legs off the Lego horse. And you have an hippotane. Yeah. Based off this Wikipedia pic.
It's basically like, this is more of a 50-50 split than the centaur proper. But it's like, yes. Top half man, bottom half horse, except the horse back half is still trying to be a quadruped. So it's like, it's coming at you in 3D.
Yeah. Your body has to be shaped like a Z for this to make sense.
It really does.
Or an N, I guess, depending on who's winning at the moment.
Now, the hippotane or hippotane is a creature from medieval bestiaries that is cannibalistic, whereas the hippopod or hippopodes, plural, is a Greek mythology creature that is said to guard a treasure and whose greed and avarice was their downfall. So don't be greedy.
Yeah.
This has been a lesson from Greece.
It's one of those, like, the way you've said before, it's like, don't tell me, be careful what you wish for. That never comes up.
Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it, yeah.
Don't tell me the punishment is I'll become half of a beast. It's not going to happen.
Wait, no, that's true, actually. Wait, like Pinocchio. Like, remember, kids, don't do drugs and have fun too much. Don't have fun in a way that is frankly negligent and irresponsible, or else you will turn into a donkey. Like, that's not a thing.
If you're a little boy.
Only if you're a little boy.
Don't get drunk, little boys.
Don't get drunk, little boys.
Speaking of donkeys. Yeah.
Blood synchronicity.
Same page. The Ono centaur is a man on top, donkey on the bottom. Party all night long.
I got a man up in the front, donkey in the back. I am still Z-shaped, get onto my back.
I like the donkey lower half of me to be the donkey from Shrek.
Ooh. I would hate that.
I feel like it'd be more party-centric.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Without the part that talks.
Oh, I think it'd be a good deal, because you'd wake up in the morning, and then your lower half's making waffles.
What? Your lower
we got
half
jokes
also...
here tonight, folks.
Hey, Donkey from Shrek is a monster fucker icon, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The flagship monster fucker in my vocabulary.
He's up there, and I mean he's up there. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
So remember what we were saying about how man centaur, what their kids look like?
Mm-hmm.
If there are any recessive horse genes that would give you a horse head on a man body?
Oh, that could happen. And that might result in something like a tikbalang.
Right, from Philippine stories.
Yes.
Also known as the werehorse.
Does it turn from a man to a horseman?
I didn't read that deep into the article.
Then it is not... then it isn't a werehorse. Call me when you're sober, Wikipedia.
I suppose so. But yeah, this is only one of the kind of creatures that matches this wrong centaur shape.
Yeah, I could definitely see a tikbalang I could definitely see this as like a washed up actor.
Oh yeah, right. Perhaps in a blue shirt with crisscrossing lines on it. And it's a show that makes a bunch of puns, but it's really sad when you watch it.
It's always playing on our cousin's TV 100% of the time, and I'm worried about his mental health.
Yeah, right. It's a straight up horseman.
Back in the Philippines, I was a transformed aborted fetus sent to Earth from limbo. The tikbalang, in some versions, is a transformation of an aborted fetus sent to Earth from limbo. This comes up a lot in Philippine folklore. I know that there's also, like, a witch, where, like, the top half of her can fly off and it grows a big tongue. Or, like, just the head comes off and the ears grow really big and it flies around and eats fetuses.
I mean, that's, it happens sometimes. I know vis-a-vis a lot of Slavic folklore and stuff like The Witcher, where it's like, yep, nope. Fetuses got some magic to them, and gross creatures come out.
Yep, nothing good happens there. Besides, new life and things. But the road to life is full of monsters, I suppose, is the bit. What if we took something that's supposed to be nice, but instead we made it weird?
There are some other horse-headed, man-bodied creatures in mythologies.
Oh? What else, please?
Have you heard of Hyagriffa?
I have, doing research for this episode like 2 hours ago. So you could say I'm a fan.
Yes, from Hindu mythology, an avatar of Vishnu.
Yes, Hyagriffa is, in Hinduism, a horse-headed, four-armed avatar of Vishnu. You didn't do any other research on it either, did you?
That is what my note says.
Alright, moving on! Sorry, Hinduism. We gotta talk about... Hey, we gotta talk about something
Hinduism,
cool.
Quick apology. We have to mention Tamburu.
Oh, Tamburu.
Also horse-headed, man-bodied. Hindu deity. That's what...
Also good. There's some good stuff in Hinduism, though. I still want to do my Naga episode.
Oh, yeah, well, on the list. Later this year, coming 2024.
We gotta be real careful about what pun we use for that one.
Of course, my favorite horse-faced creature from mythology is Horseface. Is a Chinese guardian of the underworld.
Ooh.
It's like it's a Cerberus style situation. It's Horseface and Oxface. No, they're not fighting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is what they just guard the undead world.
Oh, so one of them has an ox face and one of them has a horse face.
Yep.
Okay, see, I thought that it was like ox face and also horse face, because you said Cerberus, so I was thinking this was like a living creature situation.
Nope, they're two separate entities. One only tells the truth and one only lies, or some style of arrangement like that.
Well, speaking of China,
Mhm.
I have something that is not man-shaped at all, but
Okay.
how do you feel about the longma?
I'm a fan. Mostly because of my last name. We're kind of like right there.
I was just thinking that.
A flying horse with the scales of a dragon.
Yes, seeing a longma was an omen of a legendary sage ruler, particularly one of the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors.
It's
What else can we read on wikipedia.com? So, horses are important in Chinese military history, specifically.
Oh, absolutely.
And dragons are an important symbol in China. They are a religious icon. They are sort of gods or godlike beings in different traditions within China's history and, history of mythology. They've been around. There's been people in China for a long time. The role of dragons has changed, and it's dynamic, and life is beautiful and precious.
Well, so it's no surprise that the two of them have kind of... there are horses that are so great they have dragon properties to them.
Yeah. Specifically, there was this is pretty crazy. So, the rights of Zhu, which I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I hate it when people say that when they're pronouncing Chinese things.
Me too. just believe in yourself.
You're right. I can pronounce Chinese. An early example comes from the Zuli rights of Zhu. Nope. Which differentiates names for horses of different heights, measured in the qi. Historically, around 23 to 33 centimeters, blah, blah, blah. Horses up to 8 feet tall are called long, or dragon. Those up to 7 feet tall are called lai, and those up to 6 feet tall are called ma, which means horse. So, if a horse is tall enough, it is a dragon.
They have that little post, little metal post at the amusement fair. That's like, looks like you're a dragon, sir. Oh, sorry, horse. Back to the line.
There's this statue of a longma that is basically like a Chinese dragon neck and head on a horse body in a very centaur-like fashion.
So yeah, that's real cool. In some cultures, having a horse bits and features is actually a bad thing, or something to be laughed at.
Name one.
Well, the satyrs, for example. A satyr is you start off with a man body, and then horse ears, horse tail, and a boner.
I forgot about the boner part until now.
I was surprised by how much the Wikipedia page talks about the boner.
Yeah. I think satyrs in modern fiction and fantasy, genre fiction stuff, are conflated a lot with fauns, where it's like the top half is a man and the bottom half's a goat, and they have horns and they play the music sometimes, like Pan.
Yeah.
And it's like they play music as part of like partying and getting drunk and having a lot of weird horse boner sex.
Yep, and stylizing them with furry goat pants takes away from this sad truth.
Boners aren't sad.
Oh, I mean, it like a...
Hi, America. We at Finding Monster Right are here. We have a lot of fun talking about monsters, but we're here today with an important message. Boners aren't sad. Bum, dun, dun, dun.
Yes, boners are happy.
Categorically.
That's to contrast there.
Satyrs are...
We don't have to talk about them anymore.
I'd like not to.
Okay. So you mentioned the longma's a flying horse, has the flying abilities of the dragon. Mm-hmm. Another popular centaur is the half horse, half flying horse. That's right, Pegasus.
Half horse, half flying horse.
In my notes, I have 2 categories. I have 2 columns. One says upper half and one says lower half.
Interesting. So this is kind of a centaur.
Yeah, it's more than a horse. Maybe is that what a centaur? It's more than a horse.
It's more than a wing. It's a pair of wings on a horse, and that's the thing.
Okay, good. You can just you landed something there. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Thank you. I was so worried. So Pegasus was born out of the severed head of Medusa. Or was born from drops of Medusa's blood. Flew off and was later ridden by Bellerophon in the slaying of the Chimera. Now, what happens if you cut off his head?
Oh no. Well, honestly, if I'm connecting dots here, it's absolutely anyone's guess. If a snake hair lady head produces a flying horse, then who could say what comes out of the next thing?
Yeah, we can talk about Medusa later, but she has connections to Poseidon, and Poseidon, god of horses, so that's why Pegasus, maybe? But, like...
Maybe.
Okay, so... No, this is a real good question. What happens if you cut off Pegasus's head?
Okay. A Gorgon emerges. It's a very small cycle.
I don't think so. I think it's got... Okay. Snake plus woman equals horse plus bird.
I will say, I've never upset an underwater mobster before. I've never woken up with a Pegasus head in my bed. So I'm
flying mobster. Like,
yeah, right. I suppose that's it.
You'll be sleeping with the birds. Does that make sense?
I was trying to do it.
You'll be sleeping with the people. Like, it's just one down.
You won't be sleeping. You'll be fed to my young.
Oh, okay. Kind of like what if like the Godfather grabbed you in his talons and flew you to a nest and fed you to Vito Corleone and other characters from a movie I've not seen.
I'll chew you up and spit you out into my family.
That sounds nice in a way. If you cut off Pegasus's head, you get... Real quick, okay, bird. It's an archosaur. Snake is a lepidosaur, so it's on the other side of that. Okay, maybe it's just the other side of that. I think it's part turtle, part human horse, Pegasiferae, bat, hybrid,
or
hyena. What'd you say?
9 more heads grow in its place.
Whoa. Okay, so...
Or another head comes out, and it has a horn in it, because this is an alicorn.
Whoa. An alicorn, or alicorn, is a horse with wings and a unicorn horn.
Yeah, one might say a flying unicorn.
You could also do it like that. Yeah. Now, a unicorn, kind of a horse-narwhal hybrid, if you think about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, usually they're not depicted that long, but that'd be pretty funny, wouldn't it?
It would.
It's like the horn is as long as the horse is.
There was a narwhal tusk specimen at the museum I used to work at.
Oh?
Yeah, and that sucker is, like, long. That's, like, 8 feet.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you got stabbed by it, and you were wielding a sword, you might still be able to fight it. Just by shimmying down a little bit.
Oh god, true. Grim but true. Bellerophon isn't the only mythological figure riding around on a beautiful flying horse.
No?
No. Odin rides around on friend of the show Sleipnir, who has 8 legs, which is kind of like a centaur, but what if half horse, half another horse?
Yeah, you're just doubling up on horses. Yeah, 200%, 100% of each of a horse.
And the god Indra in Hinduism, we're going back, rides on the horse Ucheshravas, which is a 7-headed horse. So it's like half horse.
7/9 Hydra.
7/9 Hydra. Oh, yeah, it's kind of a Hydra horse.
Okay, cool.
Or is a Hydra a hybrid of Ucheshravas and a snake?
I think a Hydra is a hybrid of 9 different Hydras.
I think a Hydra is what happens when 9 snakes have a good time.
Yes. So, Allie, the Pegasus can fly, right?
Allegedly.
Can a Hippolectron fly?
Oh, no.
No. But it is half horse, half bird.
Yes, but the half bird is rooster.
Oh, is it the helpful half?
No. So, the hippolectron is not attested to in any myths, per se. It exists more as a symbol. And it is horse in the front, wings, rooster in the back.
Yeah. So it's more of a, it has become flightless because of this?
Yeah. So, symbolically, roosters have prophylactic virtues,
Ah.
as they are a symbol of solar power that routs demons with its singing at sunrise.
Okay.
And prophylactic does mean the application of healthcare measures to prevent diseases. I, for sure, thought it meant something sexual, and I forget why.
Yeah, I thought the satyrs are really big on those.
So horses, especially winged horses, are a funerary symbol as they guide the souls of the dead. They're psychopomps, and the grotesque and ugly hybrid supposedly induced laughter, thereby driving evil away. So this was often painted on shields.
Oh, so that you run into battle, you see the other guy's shield, and you start laughing, then you get cut down.
They're casting Tasha's hideous laughter.
I guess that's what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so horse means death, rooster means mourning.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a pun? Is that what it is? It's like a morning pun?
Oh. I mean, they did have English back in ancient Greece, so I guess so, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Nailed it.
And they were Christian. Moving on.
Okay,
So, this has been delightful so far.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tank that vibe so hard.
You're talking about the scariest thing that I've ever seen, right?
If you're talking about either student loans or the Nucklevy, that's right. My jokes are lame in 2024.
Nucklevy.
The Nucklevy.
Yeah. So I put upper half man, skinless. Lower half horse, skinless.
Front half, also horse still.
Yeah, it's like a little like a Geodude bit, like a skinless man's torso on a skinless horse.
Yeah, it's like, what if a horse and rider, but they were rider butt joined horseback, no people legs in the situation at all, and they were just flesh, they were just muscle, and the human arms are like long and clawed, and the horse just has one big eye in the front.
Oh yeah. At first I was thinking big D&D monster energy here.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I think about it, this is not a tactical creature. It's usually having skin, like your skin's a good protection.
You know what? That's right. It is scarier. It's not as scary once you think about it.
Yeah. If I have anything sharp whatsoever, this creature's going to be bleeding internally, externally.
I burned my hand a bit on a pan while I was making eggs, 2 days ago, and I had a little patch of burned skin, and I couldn't move it around in the air too fast, or else it would hurt. That's just the Nucklevy all the time.
Yeah, right.
It's just ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, it's like if you stub your toe, if it was the worst injury you can imagine. So yeah, that's a lot less scary now. I'm going to sleep better tonight.
Yeah. Now the Nucklevy does take this form when it goes onto land.
It's aquatic, if I recall.
Yes, and no tales describe what form the Nucklevy takes when in the sea.
Oh, that never mind. That is very scary. The water's its skin. It's everywhere.
Permission to save this monster for later.
Permission granted.
All right. This crazy fairfolk monster horse thing.
Yeah, no, it's very very creepy, and also a very accurate to say wrong centaur.
Yeah, this is a very wrong centaur. Maybe the wrongest.
Well, we haven't mentioned the Barak yet.
The Barak is, not totally a centaur. But
it might be the smallest requirement to being a centaur.
Yeah, it's just horse, but instead of horse head, a beautiful face.
Yeah, a man face.
A man
Some
face.
big Princess Mononoke energy coming from this
Oh,
this
very.
creature.
Now, according to Islamic tradition, the Barak carried Muhammad to the seventh heaven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where he was there with his 6 children, and they learned about Jesus.
Yes.
I never watched the show Seventh Heaven. I just know it came on after Pokemon.
I think they did learn about. Jesus, or rather, what's his name? Isa, in
Isa.
in Arabic. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Jesus is a thing in Islam, famously.
All right.
Like, I think Jesus is kind of like a bit of a thing in all religions founded after Christianity.
Oh, sure.
You have to kind of explain it. Or you can just be like, I wonder what like Scientologists think about Jesus. I'm sure Islam has a better Jesus than Scientology does. The Hadith do not explicitly refer to the Barak as having a human face.
No?
But it is described as a beautiful face. So most interpretations are that it has a human face instead of bestial.
Okay.
It also has wings, and its name comes from the Arabic root word bark, meaning lightning or to sparkle. I think that is related to the Arabic word barak, blessing, which also gives us the name Barak.
Oh, okay. So we came full circle there.
Yeah.
Full circle from me saying, like, I think I know what this is.
Yeah, this is Barack Obama.
All right.
Barack Obama is like, now, listen. I am as confused as you. My body's a horse. I just woke up like this today. Not sure what's going on. Help? I guess mostly help.
Okay, so we've cleared out this list pretty thoroughly of most of them. What's left on here? We got the hippogriff.
Yeah, hippogriff. Part back half of a horse, front half of a griffin.
I read that this is like a crime.
Yeah.
Because griffins and horses, like, notoriously don't get along.
Yeah, griffins eat horses, so a hippogriff is like,
It's like a cow atom.
Yeah, it's like a cow. Funny you should mention cow atoms.
Oh, yeah?
In the time before we knew about, like, evolution and stuff, people got up to some crazy mischief.
Oh, yeah?
So, I did some research, and I was like, I was thinking about mythological animals, and I was like...
Yeah, you gotta give me a warning on this picture.
So I was thinking about mythological animals, and I was like, alright, half horse, half dragon, we found that. Half horse, half bird, we found that. Half horse, half cow. And I know what you're thinking. How? And that's a good name. I was thinking maybe also course. But the real word...
How no, brown cow?
How no?
How no?
Yeah, so I've sent Adam a picture that I found of some old-timey times farmers leading a bull onto a mare because they're trying to make a tar, half centaur, half minotaur.
Yeah, these old-timey time farmers are way too calm for what's happening in front of them.
They're like, William, this will work.
Everyone's too calm in this situation. This is a crime. These farmers should be arrested.
The bull, the horse, certainly.
Yes, no one should live to see the morn after this.
So another word for this is Jumart. Is a mythological half cow, half horse. And Adam, I have good news for you.
Oh, okay.
We have to stop this episode cold dead because I found a pseudo-creationist. You see, the woke Illuminati, they're promoting their evolutionary agenda by hiding the existence of horse-cow hybrids. And I can prove it on this website. See this cow with a short tail? Looks a bit like a horse tail, doesn't it?
This is nope. They got gifts. They got bad gifts.
Yeah, they got gifts of bulls mating with horses because it's a thing. If these pictures aren't moving, click here to reload this page as an HTML because you gotta see these gifts.
Allie, this page is so long.
It is. We can't possibly go over this whole thing.
No, I'm looking at my scroll, and it's so small.
There's a lot of like pictures of like old timey times people. It's just like in an attempt for credibility. It's like modern scientists think this, but in ancient times, our ancestors knew that you could make a horse cow. How? Yeah, that's the idea.
I will say, I am interested. What's the word I'm looking for? To eat one.
Ooh.
I'm curious what that'll be like.
Would you eat a horse?
Probably.
If I were hungry enough.
I may have on my honeymoon.
That's true. You were in Greece, land of the Hippocampus, famously.
Yeah. There's a particular steak that I had that did not look like any steak I'd ever seen before. So, who knows? I would certainly try one, but I hope that they told me what it was that at the top of the meal.
Yeah, I think in America, horse meat is illegal, especially because horses are often pumped full of all kinds of weird shit that ruins their meat.
Oh yeah, I don't think a tasty horse would be in the States.
Yeah, I also think it's just not safe. There's animals that I would be like morally opposed to eating, like dogs and humans and cats.
Yeah, sure.
But horse does not fit in that category for me. But pig does.
My rule is that I would never eat a pet.
Any animal can be a pet if you try hard enough.
Right, but don't approach it from that angle. More approach it from the, this was not a pet.
Yeah, it's...
But we only have a couple more wrong centaurs here. Let's bring it to a close.
Yeah.
So of course we all are familiar with the centaur tar from Gravity Falls.
True.
Which is a centaur body, like 80% of a centaur body and 80% of another centaur body, fused together in an unholy way.
Describe.
It's kind of like that Z shape that I mentioned before.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's the centaur body, and then, like, an upside-down centaur body for the head.
Right, yes.
I had to look it up, what it was. But there's other funny permutations of centaurs in, like, internet culture and, like, newspaper comic strips and things. Like the inverted centaur, where it's, like, the horse head on just a guy's legs.
Yes, it's just it's like the other bits that are left over.
Yeah. You know, you could do this in like a funny way that's like with leftover bits and things. You could do this in a more serious sci-fi fantasy world building way, like the ostrich horses from Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, which are like kind of a horse ostrich hybrid with only 2 legs, because apparently horses are hard to animate because everybody kind of knows what a horse moves like, so you can't really do any cheats.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where it's like the first films that were ever made were trying to understand how fuck this guy moves around.
That was a thing. I took like a history of film class or something in senior year of college.
Okay.
And they proved that a horse always has a foot on the ground. And this girl raised her hand and was like, actually, they proved that there is a point where all 4 hooves leave the ground, and that's why Seabiscuit was so fast, was because his hooves left the ground twice as much as a normal horse. And I was like, holy shit, there's another animal facts person. Like, I almost proposed on the spot. Like, we need to start a species survival plan for whatever I am and you.
Right. Nice.
I didn't follow up.
Yeah, but that was the experiment. The professor just got the exact wrong answer.
Yeah. So, is an ostrich horse a Pegasus?
Oh, is the Hippolectron a Pegasus?
Am I a Pegasus?
Is an Alicorn a Pegasus?
Isn't Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh?
Honestly, I would say that none of these things are Pegasuses because they do not come out of a Medusa's head once the Medusa is killed.
This is also a thing. I don't like this about D&D, where it's like you have a whole species of Pegasi, and
Oh yeah, they
like,
do that with basically everything.
yeah.
But then they say, "This is my archdevil. Do not steal. He's real.
Mm.
There can't be more than one.
Oh yeah, Asmodeus is like,
He can't be killed. He just comes back, just like somewhere else. Don't leave him alone."
yeah, but then like meanwhile there can't be like there's more than one Pegasus, there's more than one Medusa, there's more than one Chimera, and it's like instead of the Pegasus, the Chimera, the Medusa.
Yeah, we've gotten into deep discussions about why they're called genies and stuff like that because of this same like naming metric.
Mm-hmm. Now, in a more sci-fi way, horse hybrids appear as kind of like inspirations for sci-fi aliens and things, because what we're learning, I think, is that horses are fucking weird.
Yes, they're weird and they're common in all these cultures and stuff like that. That's why everyone seems to have them featured as part of their lore, part of the animals and beings. If you are greats, you have part horse.
Yeah. Avatar Blue has a dire horse, or Pali, that is part draft horse, part butterfly, kind of. Animorphs has the Andalites that are like a centaur, but like 7 fingers, big old scorpion tail, cloven hooves that actually have mouths at the bottom so they can eat grass by running. No regular mouth on the head of the centaur part. Stalk eyes, and they talk telepathically. What am I?
I do not know.
That's an Andalite.
I did know that, but I didn't want to take it from you.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's all of the horse hybrids I know.
And yeah, they are all functionally... Are they all functionally centaurs? Are there any hard and fast rules here?
I think a centaur
as long
has
as
to
there's
be...
a part man, part horse, the rest is good?
I think it has to be part man, part horse in some way, shape, or form. What's the worst centaur we can make?
So, the centaur tar. Centaur lower half, but just like horse legs coming out the top.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like it's a circle. Like when it runs, it like wheels down the streets.
Oh God! What about?
Yeah,
I'll do you one better. A sensen.
Where it's wait, hang on. What's that? Prytel.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that's just a conjoined twin that's conjoined in a very unfortunate way.
Allie, it's not their fault.
Yeah. You know what?
Okay, I have something for you.
Mm-hmm.
All of these centaurs are kind of created in a 2D setting, right? You're looking at the side, and you're like, a horse on the bottom, this man on top. What if you, like, go 3-dimensional with it? What if, like...
Oh.
Like, I'm trying to think of, like, those, those pattern things that you have going on there. What if it's, like, there's a right angle of, like, horse?
Oh, okay.
Where like, the back legs are shared between two. I kind of to that conjoined thing. It's a conjoined centaur.
Oh, that's crazy.
But then it, like, reconnects at the top. Like, two of the arms come together, and in between those that's where, like, the horse head is.
God. Okay, I've got one.
Mm-hmm.
Horse on the left, man on the right.
Oh, that's... Ooh.
They are not the same size.
They are not.
There's a lot of tissue in the middle.
So it only has 3 legs.
But 1 arm.
Well, that would make a lot of sense for an ichthyocentaur.
Mm. Oh, like a flounder situation.
Yeah, or perhaps for a hippocampus, where it's just like a sea creature tail.
Mm.
Then who cares what's happening up front? You can still move around a little bit.
What if it's just like a person, but like weird patches of fur all over and like hooved limbs coming out at odd angles and such?
Yeah, it's honestly the BoJack Horseman-ness, like in real life would be like freaky. It's the size and shape of a person, but the skin is horse fur, and the eyes are horse eyes. But then even, like, I think the horse head makes it nice. If you take that away, you make it a human head, and it's just everything's just horse, like flavored. That's bad.
Hooves?
Hooves, yes.
Hmm.
Hooves, fingers, human mouth, but horse teeth.
Oh, man.
Yeah, human nose.
Just like...
human ears, but it's all like horse flavored. That's bad. I don't like that.
That's really bad. Okay, worse. Horse but human flavored.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worse. Human flavoring most things is a bad move. Okay, but let's go from a horse to one of these crazy creatures that we've seen here. Hippolectron, but human flavored.
Oh man, really bad. Really bad. Weird digitigrade feet, but the feet are people feet, and the wings.
And it has wings, but they're like people wings. Like that's no good.
What is a people wing?
I don't know. I imagine like webbing, like between like fingers, but that extended across a whole like wing membrane.
More like a bat.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an idea.
Yeah.
Top half, horse flavored human. Bottom half, human flavored horse. I think I fixed it.
Yeah.
It's better now. He's better now.
As long as he's like wearing pants, I think he'll be fine.
No. It's the chief advantage of being a centaur.
Yeah, right. That you don't get to wear pants.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think Yeah. No, that's, Allie, is it time to take the centaur to the final rating place?
You know what? I think it's time to pull into the stable and lay down on some hay and take the centaur to the final rating place.
I suppose the Hippocampus. This is a sea stable where you...
A wet stable. Fuck. Should we start over?
No, you throw the kelp rope over it and tie it on. Yeah, no, we're, that's pretty great. Alright, the Hippocampus, as a creature, I think is a really fun riff on just the concept of a seahorse.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those, like, those games you play as a kid where it's like, alright, it's like a whisper down the lane. Like, you both got the same, like, it's a seahorse, and one person drew very literally.
Seahorses themselves are kind of a weird monster, like the real-life seahorse animal.
Oh yeah, with all the giving birth and all that, it's a mess.
Way before that.
Oh.
Everybody gives birth. But
yes,
like,
what other stuff?
Imagine like a goldfish, and then give it a neck, and then get rid of the tail fin, and then the spine just kind of keeps going, and it can grab things with its spine, and then the head is kind of like weirdly horse-shaped, and then it swims at like 1 mile per hour with the dorsal fin on its back just by wriggling it real fast.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Seahorses are a fucking mess.
But I think the Hippocampus is a fun development on that idea, and I think they have a fun use in the culture. All these wrong centaurs are really good, really fun, because I like that no one stopped when they got to centaur. They didn't say, all right, one and done. They just kept... We can do more fun things with horses, is what everyone said. And they're right.
Yeah.
I give the Hippocampus a 7 out of 10.
You know what? I think 7 out of 10 is really fair.
All right.
Because there's not, like, a thing about it, you know?
Yeah, there's not a whole story. It's 7 out of 10 is about the best you can do without having your own, like, kind of mythos.
Sometimes they have wings, and that's kind of a a Lancier monster.
Right. Master of all domains.
I can picture a Hippocampus or, like, an Ichthyocentaur just, like, rocking up onto the shore with its, like majestically swimming through the sea, and then, like, rocking up onto shore with its horse hooves, and just, like, coming up on the beach and just dragging its big, dumb fish body around like a seal.
Yeah, in that setting, they're no better than the seal.
Worse, I think the fish body needs more wet on it, but yeah, 7 out of 10.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Find Monster Right. It's June-uary, which means that we'll be doing all kinds of aquatic theme and beachy themed monsters the rest of this month.
You said that so pleasantly, like this wasn't our revenge episode.
The revenge. Yeah, I think we killed it. I think we have satisfied our pitch here. We've made a better centaur episode.
Are you happy now, God?
Yes, I am.
Boo!
Share the podcast with a friend and join us on our Discord.
Share the podcast with an enemy and join us on Twitter. Is the Twitter page still up?
I keep it updated, but barely.
Yeah, we're mostly on Bluesky now.
Yeah, see us there.
Yeah.
All right. So, time to sail off into that night.
Who's gonna ride your wild horses? Who's gonna drown in your blue sea?